we got to talk market report. We got to do market report. Market report is brought to you by Sean, our producer.
No, the market report is brought to you by Cars and Bids. Go check out carsandbids.com. If you have a cool car, sell it on Cars and Bids by clicking the sell a car badge at carsandbids.com.
Or by using the Cars and Bids app.
Or by using the
Sean,
on iOS.
our producer. Sean has a heinous G-Wagon. Okay.
He does.
But there's a lot of stuff I want to cover market report. However, the questions this week were the best we've ever had.
Whoa.
We got to get to the questions. But market report, there's two things I want to talk about.
Oh.
Okay.
One is I wanted to give a quick discussion of the car market in general, and I'm curious what you guys think. We haven't talked about this before. Been surprised at our sales.
They've been strong.
They've been strong.
There have been strong results on a lot of cars, which when the market is down 3% day after day after day after day, it's surprising.
Stock market's down almost 20%. Now after today, it's less. And maybe by the time this goes live, it'll be even better. But in the last few days, it was down almost 20%.
Look at that 992 GTS.
Well, one of the things I specifically wanted to talk about was yesterday, we had a lot of recent Euro cars bring all the money. Go back. That 992 GTS got all the money. That X3M competition got all the money.
Yep.
That Audi e-tron GT, which has been a tough sell if we're being totally honest, got all the money.
We sold a 992 Turbo
I think there was
today.
one more. This V60 Polestar got all the money.
Okay, V60 Polestar's been getting all the money, period.
It has, but this is the new body. And yeah, we sold the 992 Turbo for big money today.
We sold it for 10 grand above sticker.
My assumption is...
Three-row car.
It's a three-row car with no miles, to be clear.
I know, but still.
My assumption is that there are people who are seeing what's on the horizon. We just lived through COVID and are realizing if I want to get into a car, I'm going to buy used.
And they're not wrong. Porsche's not... If you ordered a 992 Turbo now, who knows when you'll get it?
You won't.
It might be a year, it might be 3. They might stop importing them. Who knows?
Yeah,
they have stopped importing them.
They might tell you no for now.
Yeah,
they will. Actually
they probably take your order, but
they might.
I don't know if it goes much further than that.
I think this is what we expected would happen eventually, right? As new car prices go higher because of tariffs, as inventory decreases because of that, you get an increase in values in the used market. What I'm surprised by is that it's happened already, and it's happened when the market is as tumultuous as it is right now.
You know, there's a theory among people who are less informed that the stock market is entirely for rich people. But the truth is, significant losses in the stock market points to a non-healthy economy, which eventually will affect your job and your ability to purchase things. So I've been a little surprised at the health of, this car brought 113.5. It was a lot more than I was expecting, to be honest.
It's a 2022 GT4.
I think we're already seeing either people are hedging against a supply reduction or they already think it's here, or I'm not really sure. I've been surprised.
It's a little surprising.
My assumption, everybody's come to me and been like, Cars and Bids is going to do so well with the tariffs because 95% of the cars we sell are completely unaffected. That was a possibility, but I also assumed the economy would take such a hit that there would be no consumer confidence to buy any car, new or used.
That was exactly what I was.
So far,
that may still happen.
Seems like it's better than we maybe were expecting.
So far,
but I mean, like you were saying, let's see what does tomorrow bring.
Yeah,
don't really know. So I think some people who still can't afford it are jumping in and going for it. And I don't think that's a bad move necessarily. We'll see what.
No, it might not be, especially if they can afford it. Like if they're sitting here, their job is good, or they're retired, or they have a lot of cash on the sidelines. Honestly, a car might be a smarter place. I've been thinking a lot about how my cars are probably my most stable asset at the moment. To be perfectly honest.
I mean, let's use that 992 Turbo S as an example. 230 grand right now. If a new one becomes 25% more expensive, suddenly your value of that car stays flat or increases. And if inflation is higher, as it may well be with tariffs, okay, well, you just parked something in an asset that's not that's not devaluing.
Declining. Which honestly right now is a pretty okay place. With bonds declining, that's a pretty okay place. By the way, I'm not trying to shill for the company. I would prefer there to be no tariffs at all and have that affect the company negatively if it is the case.
Yep.
I think that the tariffs are a horrible idea and incredibly stupid. However, it does seem to me like, at least from the early days of looking at this, especially some of these Euro cars are doing better than I was expecting.
You expect when there's a very tumultuous stock market that people are cautious. Seems like people are actually taking a little bit different approach. People who lived through COVID, that market recovered very quickly and led to extreme shortages. I see some parallels here. 08 didn't. 08 didn't. And so it's hard to know which is which, but this feels more like COVID than 08 because it was kind of created and thus could be uncreated relatively quickly. Today shows it. Today proves that. And so maybe you want to get in while you can. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on, but it's an interesting situation.
32 grand for that S65.
And our sale rate has been high.
Yeah.
The value on the cars has been strong. Maybe this doesn't last. Maybe what happens is the tariffs do significantly impact the economy and people do lose their jobs, confidence goes off, and then we can't sell anything. That's also possible.
We're like 2 weeks in.
We're 2 weeks in. We don't know what's going to happen. But for the first 2 weeks, I am surprised how it's going.
Agreed.
Well, I don't disagree. Of course, you've proclaimed that you can read the future based on those past cars that have come through. Do you want to make any proclamations about what's going to happen?
Yeah, I'll make a proclamation. No rational person can read the future when it comes to the Trump administration. Anything could happen at any moment, at any time. I can't predict what's going to happen in 6 minutes, let alone in 6 days. I went to shoot the CRZ intros. I look at my stock portfolio. It's up 9%. I'm like, what the hell happened? I mean, the zoo parking lot. What the hell happened?
That sums up 2025 in a nutshell.
If you've been watching my videos for a long time, you'll remember I used to take my cars to CarMax to see what they'd offer me as a trade-in value. These videos were fun and popular as they would often give me a wildly inaccurate number for the cars. Submit your cool car to Cars and Bids in just a few minutes, and you'll be connected with an auction manager from my team who will help your car go live on Cars and Bids, where you'll get way more money for your car than trading it in to a big box dealer. Look at how much these cars sold for on Cars and Bids compared to their trade-in value. Here's a trade-in offer, and this is the Cars and Bids result. Here's a trade-in value and the Cars and Bids result. And this was a trade-in value, and this was the Cars and Bids result. Get started now and sell your car on carsandbids.com.